I've been attracted to patterns in my work for a long time. I grew up in a house filled with pattern, and this new body of work leads me back to many memories around pattern growing up. I've always considered myself a painter with leaning towards printmaking, but the strong odor of inks and solvents has kept me away from exploring printmaking for many years. 2 years ago, I took a great monoprint workshop. I discovered my love for creating monoprints. I also discovered Akua inks. They are water-soluble and odorless. That opened up many possibilities for me and changed my whole orientation to printmaking. I found that I was most interested in revisiting my love for patterns. Some of the monoprint techniques I learned supported this exploration perfectly. I loved working this way so much, I purchased a small press for my studio. This was the beginning of really delving into the new or revisited direction for me. And working with pattern in this way has led me to layering patterns and memories together. The way a print begins for me is by choosing a plate and gluing down pieces of unrayu paper onto a heavy piece of printmaking paper. I measure out the size of the plate and randomly glue down pieces of unrayu paper in the designated space that is the same size as the plate. Sometimes I use one color and sometimes I use several. One of the things I enjoy about working this way is some of the random possibilities that pop up. I have no idea where the ink plate will hit the various glued on pieces of paper. I enjoy that randomness and the element of surprise. I ink up my plate with 1 or 2 colors of ink. In some areas I might use a blend. After that I begin to remove what I don't want in order to reveal the patterns I'm creating. I love how forgiving this technique can be. If I don't like something, I can roll more ink onto that area and begin again. I go through many Q-tips for this process. In fact, I've taken to saving the Q-tips because they record the palettes I've used on each piece, and I just like the way they look when they're all together. When I'm done, I run the plate through the press, printing on the paper that has the collaged paper on top of it for a sheen collé process. I need to look at this stage for a while to decide what the print will need next. Sometimes I pull a ghost print, which is a second print from the same plate. Often I will use this print to create a variation of the first one. At this point, there's so many different directions that the work can go. As I mentioned earlier, these patterns hold a very important place in my life. My parents collected many objects and textiles from all over the world that had extraordinary patterns within them. I definitely internalized these. It also has heightened my interest and awareness of patterns in my present life. I'm especially interested in the handmade quality that often marks patterns and the pattern maker.